Hello everyone, and thank you for watching. In part 3, I will explain the convenience of IC cards for traveling in Japan. To summarize, if you're visiting Japan, you absolutely should get a transit IC card. The mobile version is the best option. You only need to load a small amount of money onto it. No need to load large amount of money. Now let's start. An IC card functions as a substitute for the basic fare ticket, explained in parts 1 and 2. Instead of buying a paper ticket, you simply tap your IC card to board local or rapid trains. However, when using limited express trains, you must purchase an express ticket separately. Similarly, IC cards generally cannot be used for the Shinkansen, bullet train, with a few exceptions. Besides JR companies, IC cards can be used on around 50 private railways and about 100 bus operators nationwide. Additionally, they function as electronic money for purchases at convenience stores and vending machines. However, keep in mind that the IC card system is still expanding and not available for all railway lines in Japan. This means it cannot fully replace traditional paper tickets. As illustrated, IC cards are mainly usable around metropolitan areas like Tokyo, Osaka, and Nagoya, but many rural routes do not support them yet. Also, they cannot be used across multiple zones. Essentially, IC cards are meant for short-distance travel within cities, such as subway and commuter rail rides in big cities like Tokyo, Osaka, and Nagoya, not for long-distance travel like Tokyo to Osaka. To emphasize again, IC cards are designed for urban subways, commuter trains, and city buses, rather than long-distance trips using the Shinkansen or limited express trains. Some might see this as a downside, but consider this. Japan's urban railway network is incredibly complex. Figuring out tickets by manually checking fare charts and route maps is challenging. But with an IC card, you simply tap and go. How convenient is that? IC cards serve two purposes. The first one, a transit card for transportation. Second one, electronic money for shopping. However, the second function is not very beneficial. The first function is much more important. Section 2, what is an IC card? And current trends. IC cards were first introduced in 2001 when JR East launched a service in Tokyo's limited areas. Before then, travelers had to buy a ticket every time they used the train. The new system allowed users to preload money onto a prepaid IC card and simply tap when boarding and exiting, with the fare deducted automatically, effectively replacing the basic fare ticket mentioned in Part 2. As explained in Part 1, Japan has 6 JR companies and about 70 private railway companies, and JR East introduced Suica, JR West developed ICOCA, and private railway companies collaborated to create Pasmo. Over time, more than 10 different IC cards emerged, operating independently. Then, in 2013, interoperability was established, allowing IC cards from different providers to be used interchangeably. IC cards became popular largely due to their electronic money functionality. Since they could be used for vending machines, convenience stores, supermarkets, and other purchases, people often kept 10,000 yen or more stored in their IC cards, essentially using them as a wallet substitute. However, if you've been paying attention, you may have already noticed something. This usage is declining. Recently, credit card tap payments, Apple Pay, Google Wallet, and QR payments like Alipay and WeChat Pay have largely replaced IC cards for shopping. These digital payment methods also provide point rewards or airline mileage benefits, while IC cards offer few advantages. Simply put, IC cards are no longer an optimal choice for shopping. Instead, they have shifted to being solely for transportation purposes. Nonetheless, IC cards remain highly convenient for travel, whether for JR, private railways, urban subways, or city buses across Japan. It's still worth having one. So, how should you use an IC card effectively? Let's dive into the details. Section 3. How to use an IC card. Some guides and YouTubers claim, charge as much money as possible onto your IC card, it'll be convenient. However, as explained earlier, the electronic money function is no longer as useful as it was a few years ago. My recommended approach is to treat the IC card solely as a short-distance transit tool and charge only the minimum necessary amount. Japan has 10 major IC card brands, but all function identically due to interoperability. There are two formats, plastic card version and mobile version. Mobile version is recommended. With Apple Pay or Google Wallet, you can issue a virtual IC card instantly and top up funds via credit card. Apple Pay supports Suica, Pasmo, and ICOCA. Google Wallet supports Suica and Pasmo. There are individual apps such as Mobile Suica app, Mobile Pasmo app, and Welcome Suica app, but they offer no real benefits. For simplicity, it's better to issue your IC card directly within Apple Pay or Google Wallet. It's the easiest method. How to set up an IC card on iPhone Apple Pay. Open the Wallet app. If you haven't registered a credit card yet, do so first. Tap the Add Card button. Select Transit Card. Choose Japan, select Suica, Pasmo, or ICOCA. Choose a charge amount and complete the process. Your credit card will automatically fund the IC card, and you can use it immediately. Using the IC card for travel. Tap your phone at the entrance gate. Tap again at the exit gate. Fare is deducted automatically. If your balance is low, simply top up via credit card. If you're unsure whether a railway or bus company at your travel destination accepts IC cards, look for this symbol. It indicates that IC cards are supported. Important notes. Maximum charge limit, 20,000 yen. Charged funds cannot be refunded in cash. Recommended charge, 2,000 yen to 5,000 yen, depending on your trip duration. Do not charge 10,000 yen or 20,000 yen, it's unnecessary. For example, if you move from Tokyo Central Station to Shinjuku Station, it costs 210 yen. The easy fare chart is as follows. If leftover funds remain at the end of your trip, you can use them at airport convenience stores or save them for your next visit. IC cards remain valid for 10 years. But Welcome Suica plastic version expires after 28 days. And Welcome Suica mobile version expires after 180 days. The Welcome Suica is a designated IC card for international tourists. However, one downside is its short expiration period, which increases the risk of leftover funds being wasted. So, they are not recommended. Normal type is better. As I said before, not only mobile type, you can also choose another option. Plastic card. You can purchase physical IC cards at station ticket machines or ticket counters. Simply ask station staff for an IC card. Plastic versions require a 500 yen deposit. Only cash is accepted for charging at ticket machines and convenience stores. I recommend the mobile version for most people for ease and flexibility. But I have a special note for children. Children, ages 6 to 12, cannot use mobile IC cards and must purchase a plastic card instead. Alternatively, regular paper tickets work just fine. Section 4. Useful knowledge. Here's an interesting tip. What happens if your phone runs out of battery while using a mobile IC card? The good news is that even if your phone shuts off, your IC card remains usable for several hours. On an iPhone, when the battery dies, you'll typically see the red empty battery icon when pressing a button. This means that there's still a small amount of power left, allowing the IC card function to continue working. Even if your phone is completely out of battery, your IC card data remains stored, so once you recharge the device, you can tap and use it normally again. What if I need emergency charging at a station? During my time working as a station staff member, I occasionally encounter travelers who needed a quick charge. In case of trouble, ask a station staff member for assistance. They might be able to help. Section 5. Special knowledge for train enthusiasts. If you love trains or simply enjoy watching scenic views while traveling, here's a fascinating discovery. When IC cards were introduced, JR revised its fare system. Previously, paper tickets required selecting a specific route, with fares based on distance traveled. However, with IC cards, the fare is calculated only by the shortest possible route between departure and arrival stations, regardless of the actual path taken. What does this mean? Let's say you're traveling from Tokyo Station to the next stop, which is just 1 kilometer away and costs 150 yen. Even if you take a massive detour, spending the entire day traveling around Tokyo's railway network, you'll still only be charged 150 yen. This is completely legal and recognized as an approved travel method. However, there are rules to follow. You must complete the journey within 1 day. You cannot pass through the same station twice. You cannot backtrack. You cannot exit the station, but you can use restrooms or kiosks within the station. You cannot cross different IC card areas. In short, as long as your route follows a single continuous path without looping back, you're good to go. Try planning an IC card train adventure. Japan's rail networks offer many breathtaking scenic routes, some perfect for just sitting back and enjoying the view. Although this method isn't suited for sightseeing stops or food tours, it's a fun way to experience Japan's railway system on a budget. I used this trick frequently in my younger years to explore Japan by train. Just a one-day train journey before flying home can be an inexpensive yet unforgettable experience. If you're interested, give it a try. Feel free to ask travel questions in the comments. As a railway expert, I'd love to help plan your trip. Lastly, let me conclude this part. Thank you for watching. In this video, we covered IC cards and their best uses for travelers. In the next part, I'll introduce special passes designed for international visitors, so stay tuned.